Hey guys, so today I'm going to read from Law 20 or 21? 21. And today I have some issues with my this power bank. It's not charged, you can see here. I have charged yesterday and forgot to charge again. So we have to go just like this. Okay? Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Okay? Seem dumber than your mark. Judgment. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. The trick then is to make your victims feel smart. Okay? And not just smart, but smarter than you are. Once you're convinced of this, they will never suspect that you may have ulterior motives. Yeah, that is the main thing. I have understood this and I got it. Keys to power. The feeling that someone else is more intelligent than we are is almost intolerable. We usually try to justify it in different ways. He only has book knowledge, whereas I have real knowledge. Her parents paid for her to get a good education. If my parents had as much money, if I had been as privileged, he's not as smart as he thinks. Given how important the idea of intelligence is to most people's vanity, it is critical never inevidently to insult or impugn impugn uh, what is the meaning of this? Impugn. 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 Where is the word? Impugn. Okay. Insult or okay. Impugn means insult. The meaning is given here. Impugn a person's brain power. Never. Okay. It is critical never inadvertently to insult or impugn a person's brain power. That is an unforgivable sin. But if you can make this iron rule work for you, it opens up all sorts of avenues of deception. Subliminally reassure people that they are more intelligent than you are, or even that you are a bit of a moron. Okay. And you can run rings around them. The feeling of intellectual superiority you give them will disarm their suspicion muscles. Okay. In 1865, the Prussian Councillor Otto von Bismarck wanted Austria to sign a certain treaty. The treaty was totally in the interest of Prussia, and against the interest of Austria, and Bismarck would have to strategize to get the Austrians to agree to it. But the Austrian negotiator, Count Blum, was an avid card player. What does it mean by avid card player? Avid card player. Okay. Avid card player. Avid card player. It's a game. Who is an avid player? Someone who is very enthusiastic and eager about a particular game or sport or activity. Avid player. Okay. So he is very enthusiastic and eager about conversation, negotiation. Okay. Avid player. He's an avid player. Okay. Okay. Now what should I do? Oh, sorry. I'm reading. Subliminally. Okay. This is done. Where I was. Okay. His particular game was queens, and he often said that he could judge a man's character by the way he played queens. Okay. Avid player. Was an avid card player. Avid card player. His particular game was queens. Now, what is this queens game means? What is queens? Do I know how to play this? Because I only know some of the board games. Quinz, no? Queens. 15. Queens means 15. No. Okay, there is a game. There is a game. What kind of quiz is this? Okay, Queens is a card game. Okay, I got it. Queens is basically a card game. Okay, here you go, guys. You can see here. You see here, Queens, a Civil War card game, Volume 5, Episode 22, YouTube. You can go here and see it. I think it's a card game. I mean, obviously, you know that. Okay. And he often said that he could judge a man's character by the way he played Queens. Bismarck knew of this saying of Bloom's. Okay, so Bismarck knew this because Bloom is saying it. Okay. The night before the negotiation were to begin, Bismarck innocently engaged Bloom in a game of Queens. The Prussian would later write, I played so recklessly that everyone was astonished. I lost several thousand tailors, the currency of the time, but I succeeded in fooling Bloom. So basically, that person has lost, for he believed me to be more venturesome than I am, and I gave away. Besides appearing reckless, Bismarck also played the witless fool, saying ridiculous things and bumbling about with a surplus of nervous energy. All this made Bloom feel he had gathered valuable information. He knew that Bismarck was aggressive. The Persian already had that reputation, and the way he played had confirmed it. An aggressive man, Bloom, knew can be foolish and rash. Okay, so basically, Bismarck able to fool Bloom because he knew that Bloom is saying that uh, he can judge a person's character by playing queens. Okay, so number one rule here is to never reveal that what is your powers. Yes, like my power is I can judge people the way they play chess. It is an example. Okay, so I can judge them. So things might get harder for you to, if you say this publicly, then things will be harder for you to judge or assume someone's character. Maybe he's faking it because he has listened to your this line that I can judge my opponent's character by how they play chess, right? So never reveal your strengths and weaknesses. This is the first thing I have learned from Bloom's mistake, because he had made this statement. So and Bismarck able to catch this. That's why he foolishly lost several times in the Queen's game, and he faked his personality, faked his movement, and he created an illusion in Bloom's mind that this guy has an aggressive. This is an aggressive man because Persians already have that. Prussian already has that reputation, and the way he played had confirmed it. An aggressive man, Bloom knew, can be foolish and rash. Okay. A heedless fool like Bismarck, he thought, is incapable of cold-blooded calculation and deception, so he only glanced at the treaty before signing it. Basically, he lost the match but won the country, won the agreement. So basically, this guy is so smart that he made the other person fool by making him over smart than him. I think you got my point. Now repeat this video in loop so that this particular part, so that you can understand what I said. As soon as the ink was dry, a joyous Bismarck exclaimed in his face, well, I could never have believed that I should find an Australian diplomat willing to sign that document. The Chinese have a phrase, masquerading as a wine to kill a tiger, as a swine. If you want to kill a tiger, masquerading as a wine. Swine. Why wine? SWINE. Swine. Swine means pig. This is what I have got. The meaning of swine is pig. Okay, and what is the other meaning? Swine, swine, masquerading. Okay, why they can't use just simple English words? Mas, Querading, masquerading meaning. Okay, masquerading meaning means pretend to be someone one is not. Okay, masquerading means pretend to be someone someone is not actually. So we have to pretend like a pig if you want to kill the tiger. This refers to an ancient hunting technique in which the hunter clothes himself in the hide and snout of a pig like this and mimics its grunting. The mighty tiger thinks a pig is coming his way and lets it get close, savoring the prospect of an easy meal. But it is the hunter who has the last laugh. Okay. Actually, last laugh means he's eating the tiger in front of bonfire. Masquerading as a swine works wonders on those who like tigers are arrogant, who who like tigers are arrogant and overconfident. Okay, the easier they think it is to prey on you, the more easily you can turn the tables. Okay. Intelligence is the obvious quality to downplay, but why stop there? Taste and sophistication rank close to intelligence. Okay. And on the vanity scale, make people feel they are more sophisticated than you are and their guard will come down. They will keep you around because you make them feel better about themselves. And the longer you are around, the more opportunities you will have to deceive them. Image. The opossum. In playing dead, the opossum plays stupid. Many a predator has therefore left it alone. Who could believe that such an ugly, unintelligent, nervous little creature could be capable of such deception? Authority. Know how to make use of stupidity. The wisest man plays this card at times. There are occasions when the highest wisdom consists in appearing not to know. You must not be ignorant but capable of playing it. It is not much good being wise among fools and sane among lunatics. Okay, it is not much good. It is not much good being wise among fools and sane among lunatics. Okay, it is not good if I am a smart person among stupid people and stupid people among smart people. He who possesses as a tool is not a fool. He who possesses as a fool is not a fool. The best way to be well received by all is to clothe yourself in the skin of the dumbest of brutes. Again, I think brutes means pig. B-R-U-T-E-S, brutes. A savagely violent person or animal. Okay, beast. Brute means beast. Dumbest of beast. Dumbest of beast. Dumbest dangerous animal. B-E-A-S-T. Beast. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Okay. When you are a weaker, never fight for honor's sake. Okay. If I am a weak person, then I should not fight for my honor's sake. Why? Fighting for this honor's sake is a good thing. And if I die while fighting for my honor's sake, then also it's a good thing. Choose surrender instead. Why should I choose that? Surrender gives you time to recover, okay? Time to torment and irritate your conqueror. Time to wait for his power to wane. Do not give him the satisfaction of fighting and defeating you, okay? Do not give him satisfaction of fighting and defeating you. Surrender first. By turning the other cheek, you infuriate and unsettle him. Make surrender a tool of power, okay? So let's say I'm in a fight between me and my relatives, and my relatives are almost about to kill me. They are almost killing me and I was about to die. Then I have something in my mind that I said, okay, I surrender, and now I will do anything as you say. Okay, this is the first thing. So I'm not fighting for my honor's sake. Second thing, I have taken the time to recover. But how I could identify that their powers is waning now? Okay, I'm not giving my opponents, my relatives, to you know the satisfaction and defeating by fighting. The satisfaction of defeating me by fighting them. I'm surrendering. How I'm going to find out that yes, this is the right time, I should attack them, and how I will do it? Because I'm in their territory, and if I make a one reckless move, they will wipe me out. So what is the situation, man? Let's read. Keys to power. What gets us into trouble in the realm of power is often our own overreaction to the moves of our enemies and rivals. Yeah, it is true. The overreaction creates problems we would have avoided had we been more reasonable. Okay, got it. It also has an endless rebound effect. Rebound effect? Okay. For the enemy, then overreacts as well. For the enemy, then overreacts as well. Okay, we have an rebound effect. If enemy overreacts, okay, got it. It is always our first instinct to react, to meet aggression with some other kind of aggression. But the next time someone pushes you and you find yourself starting to react, try this. Do not resist or fight back, but yield. Turn the other cheek, bend. You will find that this often neutralizes their behavior. They expected, even wanted, even wanted you to react with force, and so they are caught off guard and confounded by your lack of resistance. By yielding, you in fact control the situation because your surrender is part of a larger plan to lull them into believing they have defeated you. Wow, man, this is so insightful. What is the meaning of yield? Meaning of yield. Produce or provide. Okay, natural agriculture. Surrender. Surrender. Yield means surrender. Can you see this? Or I think it's clear now. It means surrender. Okay. It is capitulate and this is surrender. I think you have got the yield. Okay. This is the essence of the surrender tactic. Inwardly you stay firm, but outwardly you been bent. Deprived of a reason to get angry, your opponents will often be bewildered instead, and they are unlikely to react with more violence. Okay. When you surrender, they are unlikely to react with more violence, okay, which would demand a reaction from you. Instead, you are allowed the time and space to plot the counter moves that will bring them down. In the battle of the intelligent against the brutal and the aggressive and in the battle of the intelligent against the brutal and the aggressive, the surrender tactic is the supreme weapon. But how, man? Okay, I have listened to you, Robert Greene. I have listened to your words. Now I am in my relative's territory where I can now make moves. Like what kind of moves? I think it depends on my thinking and my strategies, right? I think that is the main thing. Because he can tell me what to do, but he can't give me the strategies, like in which situation you are, what kind of things you should do. Okay. In many cases, it is better to surrender than to fight. Faced with a more powerful, the surrender tactic is the supreme weapon. Okay. In many cases, it is better to surrender than to fight. Faced with a more powerful opponent and a sure defeat, it is often also better to surrender than to run away. Running away may save you for the time being, but the aggressor will eventually catch up with you. If you surrender instead, you have an opportunity to coil around your enemy and strike with your fangs from close up. Yeah, this is true. But how I'm going to strike my enemies? Like how? Because if I do, the cops will caught me, right? Thank you, Robert Greene. You have told me what to do, but I need some strategies. Again, my pen fallen. In 473 BC, in ancient China, King Goujian of Yu suffered a horrible defeat from the ruler of Wu. It reminds me of Jackie Chan's funny, actor American Chinese movie. There is a movie where Jackie Chan and American actor are in the movie, and there is a scene when the American actor asking, "What's your name?" "My name is Yu." "No, I am you." "Not you, I am me." So the names are here, Yu and Wu. In the Battle of Fujiao, Goujian wanted to flee, but he had an advisor who told him to surrender and to place himself in the service of the ruler of Wu, from which position he could study the man and plot his revenge. Okay, so first we need to study the man. That is a good idea. Study the man. Okay, I thought after surrendering, I must attack. Now I got the point. We have to study the man and plot his revenge. Deciding to follow this advice, Goujian gave the ruler all of his riches. Goujian gave the ruler all of his riches and went to work in his conqueror's stables as the lowest. I think there is nothing to worry because there is no snake. Let's read. Deciding to follow this advice, Goujian gave the ruler all of his riches and went to work in his conqueror's stables as the lowest servant. For 3 years, he humbled himself before the ruler, who then, finally satisfied of his loyalty, allowed him to return home. Inwardly, however, Goujian had spent those 3 years gathering information and plotting revenge. When a terrible drought struck Wu and the kingdom was weakened by inner turmoil, he raised an army, invaded, and won with ease. So basically, this person has spent his 3 years of his life just planning his revenge and to attain the kingdom. 3 years of his life. Man, if I go with my relatives, they will catch me immediately and they don't even trust me. Things are getting, I mean, this book is very good. The techniques are very good. But how am I going to do it, man? When a terrible drought struck Wu, it is turn. This is the power behind surrender. It gives you the time and flexibility to plot a devastating counterblow. Had Gojin run away, he would have lost his chance. If he ran away, he would lost his chance. So sometimes we need to think about this. Power is always in flux. Since the game is by nature fluid and an arena of struggle, those with power almost always find themselves eventually on the downward swing. If you find yourself temporarily weakened, the surrender tactic is perfect for raising yourself up again. It disguises your ambition. It teaches you patience and self-control. Okay. It teaches you patience and self-control, key skills in the game, and it puts you in the best possible position for taking advantage of opposer's sudden slide. If you run away or fight back in the long run, you cannot win. If you surrender, you will almost always emerge victorious. Okay. This law is good, but the implementation of my life will be very messy. I must apply this rule in my, chess game. If anybody good in chess, play with me. I'm very good at. Let me show you something. I have played chess so many times that I have only this. Look at this. This is the chess game that I have played. Why it is not focusing, man? I have lost only 18, I think 18 times. Yeah, and it is in expert mode. Okay, so yeah, very easy game, but I have only lost 18 times and 0 wins, 0 draws, and 0% of winning chance. If you are good at this game, come and play with me. And trust me, the loss he's talking about here is very, very good and very, very important in the game of chess. If you are reading this book, if you are reading this 48 Laws of Power, play chess along with it and apply techniques, because the war is just like playing chess. And if you are playing with computer in expert mode, trust me, you'll be frustrated like which move I should make, because the computer plans every single move. Man, it can really make you intelligent. Okay, image. An oak tree, the oak that resisted the wind, loses its branches one by one, and with nothing left to protect it. The trunk finally snaps, and the oak that bends lives longer. Its trunk growing wider, its roots deeper and more tenacious. What happened? You have heard that it hath been said. What is the meaning of hath? Is it the past participle form? Third person singular present of have. Okay, this is something very new. Okay, archaic third person singular present of have. Archaic present tense third person singular of have, which is hath, hath. An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. Who resist not evil? But whosoever shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if me man will sure thee at the law, and take away the coat, let them have the cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. Jesus Christ in Matthew 5:38 to 41. I didn't understand this paragraph, but it's good. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Okay. There are 48 laws. It means if I read 24 pages, 24 laws, I have read the half of the book. Then I will only have 100 pages. Okay. Concentrate your forces. Conserve your forces. Conserve your forces and energies by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. You gain more by finding a rich mine and mining it deeper than by flitting from one shallow mine to another. Intensity defeats extensity every time. When looking for sources of power to elevate you, find the one key patron, the flat cow who will give you milk for a long time to come. Huh? Wait a second, I need to read this again. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Judgment. Conserve your forces and energies by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. Okay, So save your energy and forces. You gain more by finding a rich mine and mining it deeper than by flitting from one shallow mine to another. Okay, flitting. So I need to know the meaning of flitting. A misspelling of floating. Eh? Flitting, and it refers to the action of staying on the surface of a liquid such as water. Then by flitting from one shallow mine to another. Intensify defeats extensify every time. Intensify defeats extensify every time. When looking for sources to power to elevate you, you find the one key patron, the fat cow who will give you milk for a long time to come. Okay. I need to understand this law. The world is plagued by greater and greater division within countries, political groups, families, and even individuals. We are all in a state of total distraction and diffusion, hardly able to keep our minds in one direction before we are pulled in 1,000 others. The modern world's level of conflict is higher than ever, and we have internalized it in our own lives. The solution is a form of retreat inside ourselves to the past, to more concentrated forms of thought and action. Napoleon knew the value of concentrating your forces at the enemy's weakest spot. It was the secret of his success on the battlefield. But his willpower and his mind were equally modeled on this notion: single-mindedness of purpose, total concentration on the goal, and the use of these qualities against people in a state of distraction. Such an arrow will find its mark every time and overwhelm the enemy. Okay, I only got one thing. So from this law I have understood this, that if you are focused on singularly only on one purpose, if you are focusing and concentrating only on towards one goal, eliminating all the distractions, then if you have an arrow and shoot it to your enemies, then you will hit your target. That's all what I have got. Casanova attributed his success in life to his ability to concentrate on a single goal and push at it until it yielded. Yielded means surrendered. It was his ability to give himself or over completely to the woman he desired that he made him so intensely seductive. For the weeks or months that one of these women lived in his orbit, he thought of no one else. When he was imprisoned in the treacherous leads of the Dog's Palace in Venice, a prison from which no one had ever escaped, he concentrated his mind on the single goal of escape day after day. A change of cells, which meant that months of digging had all been for naught, did not discourage him. He persisted and eventually escaped. I have always believed, he later wrote, that when a man gets into his head to do something, and when he exclusively occupies himself in that design, he must succeed, whatever the difficulties. That man will become Grand Vizier or Pope. Well, I think this law totally is on mindset. So no matter what you do, you have to believe in yourself that yes, I can do it, I am doing it, and you have to believe in yourself. Okay. In the world of power, you will constantly need help from other people, usually those more powerful than you. Okay, yeah, I got this. The fool flits from one person to another, believing that he will survive by spreading himself out. It is a corollary of the law of concentration. Okay. However, that much energy is saved and more power is attained by affixing yourself to a single appropriate source of power. The scientist Nikola Tesla, his name is Nikola, not Nicole AI Tesla. Nikola AI Tesla ruined himself by believing that he somehow maintained his independence by not having to serve a single master. He even turned down JP Morgan, who offered him a rich contract. In the end, Tesla's independence meant that he could depend on no single patron. Yes, obviously, he didn't depend on any single patron, but was always having to today up to a dozen of them. Later in his life, he realized his mistakes. In the end, The single patron appreciates your loyalty and becomes dependent on your services. In the long run, the master serves the slave. Yes, exactly. So basically, what I have learned from Nikola Tesla is, if you have any special talent, okay, and you have designed something, you have contributed in any way to the world, to the society, if someone is powerful than you and he's offering you an offer, offering you a contract which is way more better than your expectations, then accept it. Okay, and stay with that person, because over the period of time you need some help. And if you don't take that contract, there is nobody to help. And if you take that contract, you will be become greater person and you can take help, and no one is your enemy. If you make enemy, you will die like Nikola Tesla. Because I remember Nikola Tesla was invented wireless light bulbs by using you know who invented the light bulb? Okay, Thomas Edison. Yeah, Thomas Edison is giving him some lights. Basically, Nikola Tesla was using the sources of Thomas Edison, but he didn't join Thomas Edison. And Thomas Edison thinks that if he continues like this, then his bulb business will shut down. So I think, I don't know, something, he did something to Nikola Tesla. That's why we don't have Nikola Tesla right here. And that's why he didn't become a famous person from history. Okay, so you need powerful people to your side to grow in your life. Never think that yes, I can do it all alone. You need it. Finally, power itself always exists in concentrated forms. In any organization, it is inevitable for a small group to hold the strings. Obviously, this is true. And often it is not those with the titles. You must find out who controls the operations. Yeah. Those people who are small groups in a big organization, they can't hold the strings. Okay, this is true. And often it is not those with the big titles. Okay, this is not true. So I have to find those people who controls the operations, who is the real director behind the scenes. Okay, the Richelieu discovered at the beginning of his rise to the top of the French political scene during the early 17th century. It was not King Louis 10, 11, 12, 13 who decided things. It was the king's mother, and so he attached himself to her and catapulted through the ranks of the countries all the way to the top. It is enough to strike oil once. Your wealth and power are assured for a lifetime. So first we need to concentrate on our mind and believe that we can do it. And second, we need to find out who is the real person who is controlling all of this situation. And if you find that, we need to manipulate or work with that person so that we can learn from him. And trust me, this is not going to be easy, working with a person who is far more greater than you in money, in power, in respect, in reputation, everything. Okay, this is good. Image the arrow. You cannot hit two targets with one arrow. If your thoughts stray, you miss the enemy's heart. Mind and arrow must become one. Only with such concentration of mental and physical power can your arrow hit the target and pierce the heart. Exactly. Mind and arrow. Authority. Price intensity more than extensify. Price intensity more than extensity. Perfection resides in quality, not quantity. Extent alone never rises above mediocrity. And it is the misfortune of men with wide general interest that while they would like to have their finger in every pie, they have one in none. Intensity gives eminence and rises to the heroic in matters sublime. Baltasar Garcian, 1601 to 1658. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Judgment. The perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political extertify, intensity, exterticity, and dexterity. Robert Greene, why are you using so much words like this? Dexterify, dexterity, dex, dexterity, meaning deftness, skill in performing tasks, especially with the hands. Okay, dex, dexterity, dexterity. Okay, so this is word is dexterity, and the meaning of this is skill in performing task, especially with the hands. Her dexterity with chopsticks. Okay, deftness. Let me have some water. Mm. Guys, let's have a 5-minute break. Okay, now I'm ready. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Judgment. The perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political dexterity. He has mastered the art of indirection. He flatters, yields to superiors, and asserts power over others in the most oblique and graceful manner. Learn and apply the laws of courtiership, and there will be no limit to how far you can rise in the court. So courtier, I need meaning. A person who attends a royal court as a companion or advisor to the king or queen. Okay, so the courtier means a person who attends a royal court as a companion or advisor to the king or queen. So basically, it's a attendant or companion. Okay, this is pretty long. The loss of court politics. Okay, avoid ostentation. Avoid ostentation. It is never prudent to prattle on about yourself or call too much attention to your actions. The more you talk about your deeds, the more suspicion you cause. You also stir up enough envy among your peers to induce treachery and backstabbing. Man, there are so many new words. So I have learned today many words. Courtier, a person who attends a royal court as an advisor or companion to the king or queen. Second is Queens, a card game similar to blackjack where players aim to reach total of 15. Dexterity. Dexterity means skill and ease in using the hands or body, also mental quickness. Brutes, people or animals who are very rough, cruel, or lack intelligence, savages. Avoid avid card player, a person who is extremely enthusiastic or passionate about playing cards. Flirting. This seems like a misspelling. So fleeting, there was okay. Masquerading, pretending to be something or someone you are not, hiding your true identity. Swine, yield, hath. Okay. Swine means a pig. Yield means to produce or provide something like profit result, to give away or surrender. There are two meanings. Hath means um, old English word that is mean has. So okay, used in Shakespearean language, and there is another English grammar. The hath is the singular third person form which comes from have. Okay. Avoid ostentation. What is the meaning of ostentation? I'm so tired, yaar. I'm really tired. I need a rest. Okay, so let's read the laws of court politics. Avoid ostentation. So ostentation means, guys, if you need this vocabulary, I can give you for free. Just comment PDF or comment PDF. Okay. Ostentation means a show or excessive display meant to attract attention, admiration, or envy. Okay, so we don't have to do that. Avoid envy. So basically is that ostentation means trying to attract attention towards yourself. So you should not do that in a court. Okay, it is never prudent to prattle on about yourself. Prattle means prattle prattle on about yourself. To talk a lot in a silly or meaningless way. In simple words, talking nonsense or chatting aimlessly about unimportant things. Okay, and or call too much attention to your actions. The more you talk about your deeds, I mean your good things or bad things, the more suspicion you cause. You also stir up enough envy among your peers to induce treachery and backstabbing. Backstabbing. Induce. To persuade, cause, or lead someone to do something. Practice nonchalance. Never seem to be working too hard. Your talent must appear to flow naturally with an ease that makes people take you for a genius rather than a workaholic. People must choose you because you are a genius and this work can't be done by you, not just a workaholic. It is better for them to marvel at how gracefully you have achieved your accomplishment than to wonder why it took so much work. Be frugal with flattery. Frugal. Using money or resources very carefully and avoiding waste. Okay, frugal. Frugal means using money or resources very carefully and avoiding waste with flattery. It may seem that your superiors cannot get enough flattery, but too much of even a good thing loses its value. Learn to flatter indirectly by downplaying your own contribution. For example, to make your master look better. Arrange to be noticed. There is a paradox: you cannot display yourself too brazenly. Brazenly. Brazenly means brazenly doing something shamelessly or without any fear or embarrassment. Okay, what was the word again? My god, my mind is so sharp and focused that I am remembering the word is brazenly. Hmm. Brazenly. Yet you must also get to yourself noticed. You stand no chance of rising if the rules does not notice you in the swamp of courtiers. This task requires much art. It is often initially a matter of being seen. In the literal sense, pay attention to your physical appearance, then and find a way to create distinctive, as subtly distinctive style and image. Okay, so we need to create our image. Alter your style and language according to the person you are dealing with. Yes, I love this one. The pseudo believe in equality, the idea that talking and acting the same way with everyone, no matter what their rank, makes you somehow a paragon of civilization. If we are talking with the same way with everybody, then we are a paragon. Paragon? Paragon of civilization. Paragon. Paragon means a perfect example of a particular quality, a model of excellence. Okay, so you are a very normal human being is a terrible mistake. Okay, so we should not behave same way with everyone. Act the way, mirror, basically mirror the way they talk, mirror them back so that they know how does it feel like to talk yourself. Those below you will take it as a form of Condescension. What is the meaning of this now? Condescension. An attitude of acting as if you are more important, more intelligent, or superior to others. Okay, so it's like convert one word, whatever. So those below you will take it as a form of condescension, which it is, and those above you will be offended. Okay, talking into someone in a way that makes them feel small or inferior. So the big guy who are above us, if we behave like condescension, then they will be offended, although they may not admit it. You must change your style and your way of speaking to suit each to each person. This is not lying, it is acting, and acting is an art, not a gift from God. Never be the bearer of a bad news. The king kills the messenger who brings bad news. This is a glitch, but there is a truth to it. You must struggle and if necessary lie and cheat to be sure that the lot of the bearer of bad news falls on a colleague, never on you. Bearer of bad news falls on a colleague, never on you. Never affect friendliness and intimacy with your master. Never affect friendliness and intimacy with your master. He does not want a friend or a subordinate. He wants a subordinate. He does not want a friend for a subordinate. He wants a subordinate. Never approach him in an easy, friendly way or act as if you are on the best of terms. That is his prerogative. What is the meaning of prerogative and subordinate? Subordinate and prerogative. Prerogative, no? Subordinate, never approach him in an easy, friendly way or act as if you are on the best terms of prerogative. So subordinate means there are three meanings: noun, adjective, and verb. So in terms of noun, a person who is lower in rank or position. In terms of adjective, less important or below someone in hierarchy. Hierarchy means low importance in rank or status. Verb, to treat something as less important, to put something in a lower position. Okay. Never approach him in an easy way. He wants a subordinate. He wants a subordinate means he wants someone junior to him who will assist him and report to him. Okay, subordinate means a junior who can report to him. Okay. Oh, prerogative meaning a special right, power to privilege that only a particular person or group has. Simple meaning is something only you have the right to decide or do. For example, it's my prerogative to choose where we go. Okay, that is his prerogative. So okay, never criticize those above you directly. This may seem obvious, but there are often times when some sort of criticism is necessary. To say nothing or to give no advice. Okay, say nothing, give no advice would open you to risk of another sort. Yeah, this is true. You must learn, however, to couch your advice and criticism is indirectly and as politely as possible. I mean, criticize as as indirectly and as politely as possible, because if the person is above you, then he can destroy you through money, power, reputation. Be frugal in asking those above you for favors. Those people who are above you ask favors and be frugal about it. Frugal means very cautiously. Ask in a way that the person who is above you must realize that yes, this person, we need them. We as a small person, we need the person who is above us. Okay. Nothing irritates a master more than having to reject someone's request. It stirs up guilt and resentment. Ask for favors as rarely as possible, and know when to stop. Most important, do not ask for favors on another person's behalf, least of all our friends. Okay, if I want a favor, then I will go to straight to my master. If my friend wants a favor, then he should go to the masters. Never joke about appearances or taste. Okay, a lively wit and a humorous disposition are essential qualities for a good courtier, and there are times when vulgarity is appropriate and engaging. But avoid any kind of joke about appearance or taste. Okay, never ever joke about appearance and taste. Okay, two highly sensitive areas, especially with those above you. Okay, do not do not be the quote cynic. Express admiration for the good work of others. If you constantly criticize your equals or subordinates, some of that criticism will rub off on you, hovering over you like a grey cloud wherever you go. Yeah. People will groan at each new cynical comment, and you will irritate them by expressing modest admiration for other people's achievements. You paradoxically call attention to your own. So, if you are giving or criticizing a particular person every day, every year, every time, then try something new. Criticize them, but indirectly, and second, compliment them so that they can feel that yes, I'm at least good at something, and they can improve their work on, and they can work on their criticisms so that they can take the criticism positively. Okay. Be self-observant. The mirror is a miraculous invention. Without it, you would commit great sins against beauty and decorum. You also need a mirror for your actions. This can sometimes come from other people telling you what they see in you, but that is not the most trustworthy method. You must be the mirror, training your mind to try to see yourself as others see you. So I must train my mind to see myself as others see. Are you acting too obsequious? Are you trying too hard to please? Are you trying too hard to please? Be observant about yourself, and you will avoid a mountain of blunders. Okay, meaning of blunder and obsequious. Obsequious. Meaning of obsequious. Being overly obedient, excessively polite, or trying too hard to please someone, often in a way that looks fake or servile. Blunder means serious or stupid mistakes, usually caused by carelessness or lack of thinking. Big, obvious mistakes. Master your emotions. As an actor in a great play, you must learn to cry and laugh on command and when it is appropriate. You must be able to both disguise your anger and frustration and to fake your contentment and agreement. You must be the master of your own face. Man, after reading this book, I am feeling a little bit, uh, fearful because imagine I am up. Let's first finish the reading. Fade the spirit of the times. A slight affection of a past era can be charming as long as you choose a period at least 20 years back. Wearing the fashions of 10 years ago is luxurious unless you enjoy the role of court jester. What is the meaning of luxurious and jester? Your spirit and way of thinking must keep up with the times, even if the times offend your sensibilities. Be too forward thinking, however, and no one will understand you. Be too forward thinking, however, no one will understand you. Ludicrous. Ludicrous means and jester. Something so foolish, unreasonable, or ridiculous that it's almost funny. Why can't they write in directly? Meaning of quote jester. an entertainer in a king's or queen's court who a funny performer who entertained royalty by acting foolish, telling jokes, and making everyone laugh. So basically, court jester means a comedian. Okay. Be a source of pleasure. This is critical. It is an obvious law of human nature that we will flee what is unpleasant and distasteful, while charm and the promise of delight will draw us like moths to a flame. There are degrees to this. Not everyone can play the role of favorite, for not everyone is blessed with charm and wit. But we can all control our unpleasant qualities and obscure them when necessary. So, this is the meaning of wit. Wit means the ability to think and speak in a clever, funny, and intelligent way. Okay. So, finally, I have finished Law 24, and it is I'm in the middle of I have read 24, so I have completed 50% of the law of 48 laws of power. There is only 24 left, so I will read 4 laws every day and post on YouTube so that you can understand with meanings and with word meanings. If you want this PDF, then comment PDF. I'll send you on Instagram. Okay, and yeah, what I was saying that after reading all of these powerful laws, I am a bit fearful because I am using these laws. These are very powerful, but there are some people who are already have these laws, who are born with it. Okay, they are more powerful than me and they know how to use it, but I am learning it. Okay, this is the first situation, and my relatives are one of them. I am learning these laws, but they are born with it. And the second is, maybe imagine someone else is learning, because this book is now famous, so everybody is learning these laws. So I'm thinking, if anybody has committed any crime by using these laws, or he applied in his life and he gets some amazing results with his partner, with his family, anything, I think if it is true, then I think that person is really, really very, very intelligent and scary at the same time. Because you know why? Those guys who read this book and applied the lessons in their life are very dangerous, because they know these techniques where will work and where don't. And I'm happy and fearful at the same time, because I know how to, I'm going to learn how to use these techniques that I have learned from this book, and I will soon find out what is working and what is not working for me. But for that, I need to surrender myself to my relatives and stay with them at least 3 years of my life, or maybe less than that. So yeah, that's it for today. In the next video, I will read from Law 25. So bye bye, have fun.